Hello, my name is Darren Brooks and I'll be presenting on Connecting Digitally. This is about a project that I've led over the last 3 years in Cambodia, in Phnom Penh, for a regional research grant recipients program for first-time researchers to complete a paper. When the project started, I was working in Brisbane at QUT, Queensland University of Technology, and my cohort of international students were on campus, and a lot of the e-learning was blended and guided individual learning for students on campus. So not remote students, all in the same building, all on campus. So I had a very supported environment with QUT, UACA, University English Centres Australia, IDP IELTS Australia were a sponsor, but also we had a very rich VLE with Blackboard, Turnitin, Quizlet, Go Soapbox, Adobe Captivate, Google Docs, and Facebook, all supported by the university. So that was the context. However, with the Cambodia TESOL project, it is quite different. Our researchers are spread across ASEAN countries, as you can see: Indonesia, Cambodia, Vietnam, Philippines, Burma in previous years, or Myanmar. This year, our mentors, I'm leading a team of mentors, and they are spread across Australia: Sydney, Wollongong, Melbourne, and Perth. This time round, we still have the support of UACA and also IDP and the individual centres, though IDP is IDP Cambodia, individual centres that the mentors are from, they are UACA centres. The VLE is much more restricted. We only have Facebook, Google Docs, Quizlet, and Versal, things that are free and open access to use. So I don't have the support I used to have. So my VLE, my virtual learning environment, has been restricted to free open access tools. And these are the ones I focused on from my experience running the project over the last 3 years. Google Docs, but also Google Plus for communication. Facebook. Versal is a free LMS, a learning management system, that you can set up quite simply. I've also taken the QUT project management framework from my time at QUT and followed the phases of that. Initiating, each May we put out a call for mentors. We plan needs analysis for our researchers and also a time management, and we control that by using this various social media, executing as well, and follow up. I've created 2 communities of practice online: the CamTESOL researchers, there's 11 this year, and the CamTESOL mentors. So there's 2 online virtual communities of practice, and also use the events feature in Google Plus to remind people of cutoff dates that they need to adhere to. A Google community, I've set one of those up all within the same Gmail account, which contains it and is easy to secure, and put up things like the APA style, which researchers have to conform to write their papers. Quizlet is a little quiz making app, free online app, and terms and definitions that the researchers might need to know. Facebook, something that I'm not a big fan of, but the researchers requested in previous years. It was something they were familiar with and liked, but it has had the advantage of actually promoting the project. So I've got a lot of interest about the project from Facebook. People have liked it a lot. I've got 315 likes, people interested in becoming a researcher, receiving a research grant in following years. Versal, now this is a way to put together all of the things that are disparate and spread out across Facebook and Google Circles and Google Plus. I can scaffold the information and the videos, screencasts, quizzes, etc. Into a more ordered way with headings and subheadings. This is a map. The timeline, that's in Excel, sitting on my Microsoft account, but I can link to that, and this gives researchers a nice little time management scheme to follow about when everything is expected. It also helps the mentors know when things are expected, and the sponsors as well for the project when milestones are meant to be completed. So that can all be contained within the Versal environment. Screencast, I've been using Screencast-O-Matic, a free 15-minute open access app, online app, web app. But also within Versal, you can put in various little widgets, images, videos, quizzes, maps, text, and section headers. So it is quite a good free tool as well. Screencast-O-Matic, which I mentioned before, now this is something that the researchers really did respond to in previous years, especially the fact that they can see my talking head. Once I put that feature of Screencast-O-Matic, I got a lot of very positive feedback. They said it was really good to see who I was, because they working online and remotely, we don't see what people look like, so that was something that they responded to well. Going back to Microsoft Word and track changes, there was no way to use Skype because the bandwidth was so low in some of the countries, so synchronous face-to-face feedback was not possible. Asynchronous with Screencast-O-Matic and Microsoft Word track changes was the way to go, and very simple but very effective. OneNote, Microsoft OneNote, when I did the project by myself originally, working with 6 researchers in 2013, I had to find some way quickly of organizing all the email correspondence. So in Microsoft Outlook, you can easily integrate OneNote and save all the emails and attachments within the researchers folder. Something that worked very well, a little leaderboard. I did very simple and primitive, but very effective. I wasn't getting, some of the researchers weren't putting their sections in on time, so I put up a leaderboard of all the people who had completed all their sections, and that motivated the others to complete the other sections. Quizlet, something I've introduced this year. It's a little game that you can put in a list of definitions and words, and it will produce a suite of flashcards and activities, learning activities, but also games, a scatter game, a space race, and a test. Students can join your class and become a member of that. You can also make it editable by your members. This is the scatter game. It's timed, so students can match a definition, a term to a definition, and it disappears, and they get a score, and they can beat their score. Again, it does a leaderboard, and people can beat each other's scores. So again, a cute little gamified way of introducing your terms and definitions. I'll leave you with this image. It is of bamboo. A metaphor I used in the first instance of the project. I was expecting the researchers from diverse academic cultures to work to my timeline, but I found that I had to bend to theirs because I was dealing with different cultures and different understandings of academic culture and the way of doing things. So I became like bamboo, strong but flexible, and that seemed to be a really good metaphor to use. So thank you for listening today.